and it is called Love Made Me Do It. Since we're talking love and marriage, we want to know, what is the craziest thing you did for love? Or whoever wants to go. Yeah.
I don't have anything super crazy.
I do. I
got into a tussle.
No, go ahead. So I can see where.
So go ahead, talk about that then.
I got into a tussle.
Go ahead, you do yours, and then I think I got one.
Okay, good.
I'm cracking up. I got into a tussle with my ex. I don't even want to get into it, but love will make you get violent and crazy. And yeah,
Cops were cool.
But I'm gonna change one. I don't like that anymore. See?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, so it's not really crazy. I think it's crazy because it's crazy for me. But one time, Tiff played a prank on me while I was at work.
Oh yeah.
Working third shift, and I don't want to hear this though. Well, they're gonna hear it anyways.
Yeah.
So she played a prank on me that had to do with, I don't know, breaking up with me or something like that. So and because she doesn't pick up the phone when you're trying to get through or text and stuff like that, I got so daggone distraught. I literally left work and came home just to figure out what was happening, y'all. And she was like, "Oh, I was joking." I was like, "Like, did I really just jeopardize everything for nothing?" That was crazy.
That's true.
But it'd be like that though. You'd be so mad at work.
I was so mad because I'm like, wait, why? I'm here all night and I gotta deal with the fact that you just sprung something on me that wasn't true.
Right.
And now I can't get through to you? Like, nah, we ain't about to do that.
Was it while you guys were dating?
This is last year.
This is like last year. She did this
No, that's detrimental.
She always
what did
does
she
that.
say? What did she say?
I don't remember.
I don't know. It was something about Instagram. It was something.
It was something.
It was something on Instagram, and then after he kept texting, I stopped texting him. He was calling me. I wasn't picking up.
She wasn't
But
picking
I
up
didn't
nothing.
think. I was about to say I'm just joking. And I heard a
You know.
knock on the door. I'm like, I felt bad.
Dang. He was like, nah, I'm speeding home.
Did you go back to work after that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would
I
have
remember
blamed
that.
her.
But y'all stay
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Y'all stay playing pranks
Yeah,
with each
we
other.
do.
It's
We
so
do.
funny.
Yeah.
I be cracking up when I be watching the videos.
Yeah, he do. He always trying to do something.
Now it's his fault. Like,
Right.
The last couple she did though.
Yeah.
I'd been laying low.
Yeah.
But now.
Maybe, yeah.
he coming
right.
back.
I'm
You gotta watch out.
Well, the only thing I have, this was like my first boyfriend. Like, I was so in love, So we had broke up. But you know how you break up, but y'all still be dealing with each other?
Yeah.
So it was this one girl, when we were together, I'm like, who is this bitch? And I was like, oh no, that's my friend, you wildin'. Like, she dated one of my friends. Like, why would I even talk to her? Like, you being mad extra. All right, cool. We break up, we still dealing. Then he starts talking to her. So I'm like, my nigga, I thought this was you wildin', right?
Right.
So two of my homegirls, shout out to Jasmine and Shalita, like they hyped me up crazy. So we ended up driving to Stratford, where he lived, sat outside his house, waited like 20 minutes for him to get there. So we were young, so he was still living with his parents. So I see him come home, so I knock on the door. I'm like, can I talk to you outside? He was like, nah, you can talk to me inside. He was like, because my parents are here and I know you ain't gonna wild out. Right? So I'm like, okay. So we talk, whatever. I'm getting pissed. So I'm like, I'm leaving. He's like, all right, let me walk you to the door. So he's walking me to the door, and as soon as he walks me to the door, I just turn around and snuff the shit out of him.
Oh.
Yeah, and he just pushed me and closed the door, right? And then the next day, I felt so bad. I'm like, I apologize. He was like, yo, don't ever put your hands on me ever again. I thought he wasn't going to talk to me for the rest of his life.
Oh, I wouldn't have.
He knew you was mad.
Wow.
He knew better. But Jasmine and Shalita was like, oh, we driving up there. We about to drive up there. That was the first and only time I hit somebody.
I don't think I never had nobody.
That's the only
I only
person.
had that one time, but it wasn't my fault. So.
Well, I think what I've done for love is pretty light, like complete stalker.
So let's hear it.
No, just going through like people's pictures, stuff like that, to find out information.
I don't feel like.
No, that's not really
I feel
crazy.
like that is late. I think that's normal.
That is.
To a certain extent.
No,
To an extent, yeah. To an extent. I mean, but if you gotta find the information and nobody's giving it to you, then you gotta find it out.
No, son.
Now, sometimes you be having like an intuition.
Yes.
And you have to know for your own
Yes.
self.
Right, you gotta,
Exactly.
you gotta get your facts before you go
Right.
approach somebody, right?
Exactly.
But I think that's the only like crazy thing, like obsessing and having to know, like looking through photos, like hanging out with people I would never hang out. Just like that.
Okay, no, that's
See, you jumped up the cliff as well, man.
Right.
We was with you for a second.
Right. That right there.
Like doing OD things
Yeah.
just to like
Like,
find out
hey,
little
sis.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's your sister now.
too much.
That is funny.
That's hilarious. Well, we didn't do too much crazy things. I know people that have done worse.
Yeah. I'm not there yet.
All right, so we have love and marriage we are talking today. So our concept today is first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby and the baby carriage. So the first topic is first comes love. So we wanted you guys to share your love story. Let us know when you guys met. You know, all that lovely stuff.
They
Get
got
to
on
it.
Tiff. Hold it down, Tiff.
I think I was 18 years old. I was involved with my ex-boyfriend at the time, but he kept cheating or whatever. So I think I seen him one time in a mall. It was like, you know how you at the end of your relationship, it's like I said I broke up with him, but I really, you know.
Yeah.
So I seen him in a mall, and I was like, oh my God, that is the blazingest guy I've ever seen in my life. Like,
Thank you.
so
Their life.
no, in my life,
Yeah.
like I couldn't contain myself. I
Just
didn't know what to do.
couldn't
I
fathom.
didn't know what to do. I kept talking about it. I was like, Sylvia, did you see that guy? She was like, oh yeah, Pee-wee, go to High or whatever. So then I seen him at my friend Veronica's house, but I didn't know it was the same guy because I had an attitude. I was in my phone or whatever. So he asked my cousin about me.
No, wait, not to cut you off, but to backtrack just a teeny bit. The day that she saw me in the mall, I didn't even know it. I didn't know
Yeah,
her
he didn't know.
at all because it was me and my best friend, and then she was with somebody. So she seen me, I didn't see her because I was off doing my own little thing. So the next time I seen her,
It was like
she didn't really
even
pay
know.
attention to me.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like. then
But y'all was on the same
destined.
frequency.
Right.
That's
That's
cute.
cute. Okay.
Yep. And then I was at my friend's house. He came over. We had a mutual friend, and then he asked her about me after, and then we found each other on MySpace.
MySpace, yeah.
And then I was writing him. We was writing each other at my sister-in-law house, which was his cousin.
I didn't even know
So
it.
we had no idea.
Yeah.
So you invited me over for spades.
Yeah, we had game night and stuff like that.
He
Then
took
we
me
started-
some. You're gonna come to my sister's house for game night. I get there, nobody was there.
So how y'all was playing spades? It was
it
just
wasn't
two of
my
y'all.
fault.
But me and
First off, it
him.
wasn't my fault because Squirt and other people were supposed to come.
Okay,
It
got
wasn't my
you.
fault.
Yeah.
And that's how.
AKA he
it
told Skirt and them don't come.
Right.
No.
Meanwhile, he was trying to get me to come like forever, but I'm so shy. So I
Yeah.
was like, nah, I'm scared to go over there. But then I finally go over there, and ain't nobody over there but me and him. But
But it worked out.
yeah,
And I found out that, my cousin was her sister-in-law.
Mhm.
And then that just actually just made everything else just flow better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended up being family. I was like, well, I'm coming over there then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
time.
good.
Yeah, that was it.
Y'all so cute.
That's
I
cute.
love it. Now, as far as you guys getting married, Pee-wee, do you want me to call you that or?
You could call me whatever.
Okay,
you feel
I'm like, cause I'm
comfortable.
just so used to
Pee-wee.
calling him
Right.
that. Yeah. So, what in your mind like got you to the point of like I'm about to ask her to marry her to
All
marry me?
right. So, well, I say this, but people may think it's like stupid or funny, but I say the fact that I was not sick of her within a certain amount of time.
Mm.
I get sick of people pretty fast.
That's a key.
You know,
Yeah.
if I'm with somebody and little things like she calls me shallow how or whatever, I'm not really like that, but I do have things that get on my nerves
Right.
like super fast, and then I can't stick in there.
Yeah.
But her, I was with her for a while before I asked her to marry me, and I'm like, why am I? I'm not sick of her yet. Like I gotta marry her because I'm not sick of her, and I would have normally been sick of her already. And she didn't have anything that I didn't like, so it was like,
Aw.
yeah, she didn't have no flaws. Not that you don't have flaws, babe, but you got flaws. But it wasn't flaws that would be like, oh no, I'm getting out.
Yeah.
It wasn't an
No.
end game.
You love
No,
those flaws.
absolutely not.
Mhm.
Absolutely not.
So
yeah.
how did you know that you wanted to marry him?
When she first met me.
I was,
No,
yeah, I
I'm
did.
joking.
I don't even
I'm
know.
joking,
I
I'm joking.
don't know. We just started to grow together,
Mm-hmm.
and as he was blazing. No, that's not why. I don't know. I think it's because we grew together. We were so
Right.
young when we met each other,
Mm-hmm.
and we were growing. We're growing on the same pace at the same time. So
That's awesome.
Did
So-
you know it was coming?
no,
Heck.
he proposed. We was together for 6 years, so that's kind of long. But
But it's
now
not
looking
really.
back at
It's
it,
really
I'm like,
not.
it
It's
needed
really
to happen
not.
like that because we were so young. We
Right.
weren't ready.
Mature. Yeah.
Now-
19, so
If I'm 30 and I'm with a guy for 6 years, that's
That's
too long.
different.
Oh, yeah, it's a
That's
little
right.
different.
That's
That's
too
different.
long.
but back then I was like, I'm we good for doing what we did. 'Cause
Yeah.
But she
we
wanted
was
it,
not
though.
ready.
She
She
wanted it.
wanted it though.
Well, 'cause I was
I
like,
just
all
wasn't.
right,
I wasn't gonna
6
jump
years.
into something I
always
wasn't ready
wanted.
for. No.
That's true. It's
That's
true.
true.
And we always right. We're
We
always
always
ready. She
right.
probably was ready at the
Right.
mall when she
Oh,
said, "Oh, he blazing."
yeah.
Right,
Right,
We're always
I was
ready.
being smart.
I just felt like I'm like mature for my age.
Mhm.
So, but he had to get mature. So.
Yeah. But no, I hear that a lot of times. Like guys, like if they're not ready or if they're not
Oh,
financially stable or
Mhm.
they're not where they want to be at
Yep.
to be able to provide for their wife or their kids, it ain't
They're
happening.
not gonna
Right,
do
guys
it.
are
They're
like
not gonna do
that.
it.
That's what he
And
did.
it's never the fact that they don't love you or they don't want to do
They're
it.
just not ready.
Sometimes that's the case, but for I guess the good guy, so to speak,
Mhm.
that's not the case. It's just preparation.
Mm-hmm.
So
We be
Which
ready
I can
to
respect.
be sleeping on a
Right.
cot somewhere, but still
Exactly.
married. Like
Nah.
they like, nah, I'm not even going to do
Not
that.
her. She's like the guy.
Yeah, I'm like the guy.
I, on the other hand, I feel
Oh.
like we're working towards that we can do that together. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you know, I
These
don't
two
feel
are
like
good
you
balance.
have to have like I don't want you to have this great job
Everything.
and everything right now because especially when you're younger, it's like
Right.
you can work towards that as
Mhm.
long as you're working towards that.
Exactly.
you know what I think though? I think that having it, working toward it, it's good and it's bad because like let's say for instance, before I was financially stable, before I started marrying, if I would have had it already, or not have it already, but if I didn't work toward it before getting married, then let's say I got with her, got married, and then got stable with the money, my financial stability might have been off, and she might not have liked that.
True, and then that would
The
have
fact
caused
that
conflict.
I got it first, and then I was able to then show how I can manipulate my money and
Mhm.
store it and do that type of stuff.
That's true.
Now it kind of gives her an idea of
Oh,
he can
that is
actually
true.
he can manage money too.
Right,
You know?
that is true.
Right.
Versus
Yeah.
now I'm in my marriage, I get mad bread, I'm blowing it on stuff, and now she's like, what the heck?
And then it'll start being a conflict and
Exactly,
altercations
because
and
money is
naked.
really like
Really.
One
Yeah.
of
an
the
issue
It's
in
one of the
marriages.
that's what they say. It's one of the leading causes
Yeah.
of
Yep.
divorce.
Yeah,
so
that's why.
that is a
And
good
then
way
it
to
would
look
be
at
like,
it.
oh, she nagging. That's something I don't like. Now I'm out.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
he's the bigger saver. He's been like that since I met him.
Yeah, see, I
That's
don't
I used to
good.
say he
Definitely
saved
gotta have
too
that
much.
balance.
Yeah, she used to
in
say
a
I
relationship.
save too much, but I don't think so.
No,
Because
you
he
always
don't
have.
buy. He doesn't buy himself clothes and stuff. Like,
I've seen a status that you said that you
Yeah.
go and buy his clothes.
Yeah, he don't
just
buy
to
nothing.
treat
I'm
him.
like, okay.
Because I feel like if I could fit it still,
Right.
I'm good,
You
yo.
still
Like,
good.
That's
Simple.
good balance because y'all both spending on willy nilly. Then you're gonna be on the street,
Exactly.
right? So it's a good balance to have.
I prep my brain kind of for like the what ifs,
Yeah.
and you know,
He does.
I'm the
Tiff's
when
not
it
like
happened,
that.
when
She-
it happened.
She's not like she's not the what if thinker. I am, so I'm like, you know, if something were to happen, I hate to now have to save for that. I want
Right.
to already have it. If my
That's
car
true.
break down, guess what? How much is it? Okay, take that. Like, you know what I mean? Not
Or
I gotta wait till 2 more weeks. I gotta save this. Like,
Right.
I'm not.
I'm
like
gonna have
that.
to Uber until
I hate it. I hate that. So.
But that's a good quality for the provider to
It
have.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's a
Yes.
really good quality for the provider to have. Did you, in preparing your mind for him to be your husband, did you pray? Did you do anything different?
Back then, I probably wasn't praying like that. No.
for
Honestly.
your husband. I
probably
know, because you know
wasn't.
some people like,
I
oh, I,
was
prayed
younger,
for this.
so I mean, I knew what I wanted, and I think God knew what I wanted, so
Mhm.
He really is the one.
He be looking out.
Right.
Big G be looking out.
Oh,
That's
no.
awesome. So then we have Then Comes Marriage. So I put up a post on Instagram and I asked the married couples what are 3 things that are essential to making a marriage successful. So a lot of people said communication, still dating each other, and being able to compromise. So those were the majority of the 3. So what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you want to add any of them?
Yeah, I agree with all of those, but I think God has to be the number one.
Mhm.
I think that being at the forefront
I think
is
I
kind of
put that.
like that's the biggest for me. I think everything else trickles down from that, but I think all of them are needed
Right.
because if you lack in one of those areas, then it still kind of sucks. Like you can have
That's true.
God, but if you have God with no communication, because just because you have God don't mean you got everything.
Right.
Right.
So you kind
Still
of
gotta do
need
work.
all. You still got to do the work.
Yeah.
So you got to have God. You have the love. You have communication. You got to have all of those pieces. Maybe not to 100%, but you got to have some of them.
Right.
You know, to a certain extent.
In order to be successful.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, so with the communication, I've spoken to dealt with a few guys, and they say I'm not a good communicator.
That you are not a good communicator?
So
You say that. You used to say that
I
about
used to
me.
say that too.
yeah, so it's like I'm always expecting them to reach. So if they contact me first, like, oh, I'm interested in you, da da da, I'm expecting you to hit me. Like, but at the same time, I'll think to myself like, every conversation is started because he hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, sometimes I have to say, okay, let me be the first one to be like, oh, hey, hope you're having a good day, or whatever the case may be, because in my mind, I'm like, no, you should be hitting me up and we should be communicating. But a lot of people have told me like, oh, well, the only time we speak is when I hit you up, or like it'll be silent. I'll be like, oh, I haven't heard from you. He was like, yeah, because I was waiting to see if you was gonna hit me.
Yeah.
It was like a back and forth. So,
Yeah.
but my thing is, why not just communicate to me like, look, sis, you need to do better.
Right.
Oh yeah, you should definitely do that. But most guys won't do that.
Yeah.
They're not communicators. They just catch your attitude.
But then they'll have exactly.
They
They feelings.
disappear.
just catch your attitude.
And then lash out.
Right.
And I'm
Yeah.
Ghost you
big
for
period,
month
a
now.
paragraph, a message like, whoa,
Right.
like
Like guys say that like women are complicated, and we are to an extent, but I think guys are far more complicated than we
I
are.
think so
So?
too.
Yes, I think guys
He's
are
like,
far
holy
more
crap.
complicated.
Honestly, if we just communicate and tell each other exactly how
What
we
you-
feel in that very moment, everything would
Everything would
be
be
like
better.
perfect.
Right.
But
It wouldn't
we,
be perfect.
no,
it
but it'd be
would
better.
It would definitely be
It'll be better. But I think everything is a game. Like it's a chess game.
It
So
is.
we're trying to figure out where we're gonna put our next piece.
if she
It
likes
is.
me, she
So-
likes
and
me.
that's why I'm
If you
trying-
don't hit her, then
Right, exactly. And I'm personally like over the last year or so, I've been trying to get away from. Okay, I gotta wait to not that I do this, but I gotta wait the 3 days before I respond, and you know,
Yeah.
silly stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like I feel like we're too old. If I
Right.
like you, I'm gonna
Still.
I'm gonna try to be as upfront as possible as I can. Like,
Joe's
you know,
looking
how I
at
feel.
me because
And
I definitely
communicate.
told her that just recently. Like,
What?
if you want to talk to the person, hit them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't hear them. Like, I when you get into the I'm not gonna hit them just because they didn't hit me. Like, it's gonna be a forever back and forth.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
if
of
they're
course.
on your
So
mind,
you gotta
just hit 'em
be
up.
that person.
Yeah.
Especially for a prideful person, because I was like that. Listen, I would not hit you up if you don't hit me up. We wouldn't talk for like a week.
really.
I'm not like that no more.
Look, not with me.
Yeah, I'm
though.
not like that no more, but I used to be like
But
that.
isn't it awkward after that
But I
week?
grew-
Because you don't talk to each other for a week, so a lot of things are running through your mind. So then when you finally do talk back to each other, it's like,
Nigga, what you was doing?
Alright.
Right.
You gotta have that whole conversation now.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
Maybe
you
it's
gotta
just me.
backtrack.
I think that if it's that complicated, then they may not be the one for you.
This is true.
That's
Because it
true.
shouldn't take that
It
much.
shouldn't
It
take
shouldn't.
that much. Like, granted, you can have communication and say, oh, you know, I noticed you didn't hit me up in a couple of days. But if I'm feeling you like that, I'm going to hit you up within
Right.
those days. Like,
Right.
and it's gonna be mutual. It's not
Right.
gonna be
That's
a
true.
force. I
Right.
gotta try to
Like
get
you're
you
not
to
gonna
hit
be
me up.
okay with
And,
not.
you're not
Yeah.
okay with it, and
Yeah.
I'm not okay with it. So therefore, we're not gonna have that issue.
right.
That's true.
It is.
No, you're right. Look, we all.
I'm
we thinking
serious.
that
Y'all was doing that. Y'all was like,
I'm serious, y'all.
but that's
it's factual.
so true. Because I don't remember
Oh
when we
my
first
God.
started talking. I don't remember it ever being a
We
day
never had that.
that we didn't.
Oh, I noticed she didn't hit me up today.
Yeah.
I wonder if she missed me. I never wondered that. Like, we always talked, and we always were together too. If we weren't working or something like that, we were always together. We were always talking. We were always communicating. Even now, I'm at work. She will be texting, or if she's doing her business or something like that, I'll be like, you've been out for quite some time. Like, when you coming back to the house, like, it's just it's fluid. You don't have
Yeah.
to force it though.
Right,
Yeah.
and then it's that friendship.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the main thing.
Key.
Mhm.
Very
Yeah.
key.
Because you guys are like friends.
That's my
like,
homie now.
yeah. I love
How long
it.
was y'all together before you actually made it like official?
Dang. It was only like a month, y'all. Right?
No, you kept
What?
asking me, but I was like, no, not now.
Yeah, it was like a
So it
month.
might have been
I had
a
moved.
few months.
I
He
had
moved to
moved.
Atlanta,
Oh.
Okay.
and he
to
moved
Atlanta.
back because
And
he
I
moved
moved
back
back.
for me.
Oh.
Yeah, literally.
But at the time, he's talking about it was a some type of hurricane or something.
They had a tornado out there. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, he used that excuse. But then when he got down here, he told me why he really came back down here.
Oh, look at now. 2 kids later.
Mhm.
Yes, I love it. So with the actual wedding, how difficult was it with inviting people? Because I know that's like a big thing when, you know, planning and budgets and like
Throwing
how did
everybody
you do
out.
like the
I know,
master
right?
list?
Ugh.
Yeah. Because your wedding was
My
lit, by the
mom
way.
helped a lot with the table. She invited people, her friend, but never mind. But yeah, she invited the older people of our family that
The
I
people
don't
that
even
seen
know,
you
that I don't
grow
even know.
up, yeah.
But they be leaving them good gifts though.
I was just about to say that's why she invited
You
us.
gotta have
Older
an equal
people
balance.
give
She
you
knew
good
that.
gifts.
You gotta have
So
an
you
equal
gotta
balance.
have them.
I think the hardest piece is the invite of friends. Not more so family, but friends. Because
Absolutely.
you have those people that you, like me, growing up, I had like a group of friends that we were all like a crew.
Mm-hmm.
Then, down the line, we kind of faded apart. But we were still cool. But for me, I'm really, really like hard on friendship. If we ain't been rocking for this long, you're probably not gonna be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Like
We
within like the
still
last
cool.
5 years or
we
3 years,
still
yeah.
cool, but with something like that where you're coming out of your pocket, you're spending money and stuff like that, I want the people that have been there within this time span of me and her.
Right.
And no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
You be
I
broke.
definitely
You be
agree.
broke.
But
Agree
see,
with that.
guys are so quick to be like, nah, I ain't inviting them. But
Oh,
they
I
be
will.
so
See,
conflicted.
That's because
Yeah.
we tend to have more friends
Right.
True.
than guys do.
True.
That's true,
So
too.
we got way more people to consider.
Acquaintances and associates.
And acquaintance, yeah.
Right.
'Cause
And
I
we
had way more
all don't
people
want
I
to leave this
invited.
person out, and
We
so-
just got our nails done together.
Yeah.
Shoot, I got
Right.
Maybe like-
Yeah.
But if we were looking at it like how he said, like,
Nobody.
and that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I want people that have been not a part of the relationship, but
Yeah.
that have seen us from the beginning
At
to
least.
come.
And
At least,
Because you don't even know her. Like that's how far back you go.
right?
You don't even know
That you
her.
don't even know her.
So it's like it doesn't even make sense.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's true. That's very true.
And as far as the money, he had the money.
Hey. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
She-
He held it down.
Had
But he held it
you had
down.
$1 million in the stash for a wedding.
I made sure. You know what? I made sure that, like she said, I saved.
So
I
you
had to make
prepared
sure.
for the wedding?
I prepared for everything. We moved into our condo the
That
next
was
day.
it.
Yeah.
The,
Y'all
same, the
lit.
same week of our wedding.
We never went on our honeymoon because we closed on our condo.
Yep, we closed on that, and
That's
when we
dope.
moved in, I purchased every piece of furniture and moved everything in. So we didn't have no emptiness.
Now that's a man.
So
Yeah.
like, we
Clap
was,
it up for Pee-wee.
I was like,
Cause that is
'Cause
my
you
goal.
don't hear
I
that.
want to go on my honeymoon and come back into our new home.
yeah,
together.
because
Right.
any
That's the
any
dream.
downtime like that where you don't have something, it gets to the female, not the guy, but the females would be like, all right, yeah, we had our wedding, we moved in, now we on a blow up bed or a floor or something like
Yeah.
that. So I didn't want her to deal with that. I don't really care for it. So we went and we picked out everything so that way when we finished our wedding, everything else would just be coming in and we good.
So we were having a conversation. Was it yesterday? We were talking about. Oh yeah, at dinner we were talking about will we like shack up, quote unquote.
Mhm.
Like, do you want to live with your guy when you're just dating, or do you want to wait till you get engaged? So did you guys live together at all before?
No,
Absolutely not.
we didn't.
Really?
I had Harm. Harm was how old when we all moved together? I don't know. 7? Maybe 7?
Yeah, she was older.
Yeah, we never lived together.
So do you?
I mean, I would stay the night over there sometimes.
Not
me
the
and
same
Harm,
though.
but it
Yeah,
wasn't.
not
full
we
on.
didn't live together.
Do you wish that you did, or do you think it worked that
No,
you
it worked
better that
perfect.
you didn't?
It worked perfect. But that's not for everybody though.
That's
That's
not.
true.
It's not for everybody. It just happened. You know what? I'll be honest. With me and her, I think it just so happened to work out the way it did because we've been doing before marriage counseling,
Mm-hmm.
premarital counseling.
Mhm.
So we've been learning a lot about each other prior to even moving together.
Right.
If you don't do that and then you moving together, you miss a lot of
Whirlwind.
stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna make it hard. But if
Yeah.
you do everything else, like counseling, you learn about each other, how you guys spend money, all that type of
Right.
stuff, it makes it easier when you do not shack up or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why a lot of people do want to live with the guy because they want all
They wanna
the
see
so I
how
can
they-
see how it is.
Mhm.
But like you said, you're not really. You gotta do that other stuff too. Like
Right.
just
Yeah.
moving in, you're not gonna see everything at one time.
Gotta
You
put in the work.
have to be living together for years before you learn all there is to know. So.
Yeah.
And with our culture, the whole counseling and going to see someone and they're in our
Oh,
business.
people don't want to do that. I have friends that said, "Oh, I don't want to go because nobody needs to be in our business," and they're
I
divorced
think-
today.
But
Like,
the-
you probably should have let somebody in your business.
Right.
I
Like,
think it's the people that don't have that
Spiritual
that background.
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
true, true.
If you don't have that
It
background,
is.
you're not thinking about let me do premarital counseling.
True.
Because didn't your parents counsel you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
So
going
it's just
to
like
after here. We have a love language course that they're doing for 6 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Right.
Right
so
after
you,
here
and you
at
guys
6
are still
o'clock.
doing
Still
it.
doing
You
it.
gotta keep doing it.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful. What was some key advice that they gave you guys that applied to your marriage and that you still use now?
We learned the 5 needs of the guy, the 5 needs of the woman, We both
Like
learned our personalities. Like sometimes in arguments, I need to leave. Like I can't be in a mix of conflict. And then with him, he's more aggressive. He could be more aggressive. So
like you want to hear
he
that
right. He had to
right
learn to use his library voice in order for me to
because
even talk.
Because even if I'm not mad, when I get excited,
you're
my
passionate.
tone,
Right,
exactly,
right.
it goes up. But then to her, she reads it different.
Right.
So I have to like tone everything down for her to even listen or communicate. So it's a lot.
So
It's a lot to learn and it's a lot to do. But we still like even our love languages and stuff like that. Like when I do little stuff like I don't know, flowers or bring something home as a gift. That's because it's her love language. That's not mine, so I don't think about that stuff.
Right.
I'm not the that was so sweet, do this look, but I know that's hers, so I have to consciously do that stuff.
Right.
And people don't, they think relationships flow that way. They don't
It's
do it all the time. It's work.
That
Right.
is
I have to think, okay, I haven't done this in a while. Let me do this because that's something she needs.
Right.
So
That's important because it's
And
not
his
just
is
about you.
words of affirmation.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the other one.
words of affirmation and acts of service.
Yeah, so he likes when I like bring him food or when I make his plate or clean or whatever.
Yep, or she encourages
Or I
you,
encourage him.
stuff
That's
like that.
Makes him feel
Yeah,
loved.
words of affirmation is one of mine. Service, I think, is like number 4.
Mine is quality time, and then
Mine too.
not
Gifts.
so much
Mine
gifts,
is
but
gifts.
gifts and
But
words
like
of
small
affirmation.
little meaningful ones.
Yeah.
Not,
Right.
Not
I
nothing
don't-
crazy like
Right.
bring me a book and I'm all set.
Right,
Oh.
right. Like
Just have to
my,
learn
my,
your
my
partner.
patient bought me a vanilla Coke and I was like
And you was
crying.
crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because how did he remember that? I'm
Right.
like, I
Little
don't remember
things.
telling you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So everyone should take that quiz, by the way.
It's
So
good
you
to
can-
know.
It is. it
Yeah.
is.
They even have where you can do it with your children. Have you guys
Yeah.
done kids?
The
Yeah, you can learn your kids' love language too.
Yeah, I know. I think I know ours.
Just relationships in general.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you deal with each other better.
Better,
You know
yeah.
what that person needs to
Exactly.
feel loved. So.
And then you gotta communicate. Like,
Yeah.
we also learned we do like a check-in once a week where it's called the sponge and carpet, where he's the sponge. So I'm telling him all my feelings, everything. He has to soak it in
I can't
without
talk.
saying nothing.
I gotta just sit and listen.
Mhm.
And then after she's finished talking, I have to tell her what it is I think I heard her say. So she'll tell me this and that, boom, 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 ABC, and I gotta go, okay, so what I hear you saying is this. Because if I don't do that, I could be wrong with my interpretation. So
Right.
I have to then repeat back what it is that she's feeling, and then she confirms it, and then it's my turn.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys
Come
have a lot
on.
of tools.
Amazing.
No, but it's great.
Because if you
It's
think
amazing.
about it, arguments sometimes go so far than what they need to.
Mhm.
Y'all
Just
not
both are
understanding.
mad and you're trying to finish what he's saying. You're not listening to what he's saying because you're thinking about what you want to say.
Right.
So if you just let the person take the floor and express their feelings,
And
And actually
ultimately
listen.
comprehend
From the
it.
heart,
Yeah, you gotta
can actually
comprehend it,
hear
yeah.
Listen and
how they
understand.
feel.
Yeah. And I think having all those tools is especially good in a young marriage because you got such a long way to go.
Yeah.
I know.
You got such a long way to go.
Listen, ain't nobody trying
It's
to do that
true.
jump down the line.
Right. So if you get it done now, you know
And,
the
and then
steps.
everything else is just
It'll
Right.
fall into place.
Fall into
Right.
place.
That's awesome.
That is cute.
It is.
I
I'm
wrote
not
that
sitting
down
here
because
cheesing.
I
No, because I'm learning so much
Me
too.
too.
Gems.
Because I definitely want to do. I definitely have to do counseling first.
Mhm.
But when she was saying shacking up, I actually always kind of wanted to live with my partner. Now we don't have to do anything, but I kind of want to move in, be already moved into my house, and then get married after.
See, I'm always. I've
It
always
might
been,
work
I
for
don't
you.
want
I know.
to.
I don't know how that's gonna go, but in
It
my
depends
head,
on who you're gonna be with.
That's
There's
right.
so many
Right.
variables to
Right,
it.
like I've always said I don't want to, but as I've, like you said, as I've gotten older, I realize you never know until you're actually with somebody that might make me want to, you
Right,
know,
exactly.
try that out. So I'm not opposed, but
And peep game too. Like you never even know when you shacking either, because I know people that have been not even married. I'm sorry, in a relationship for quite some time and living together for the same amount of time with kids, and then finally got married and all hell broke loose.
yeah.
So
Wow.
they thought that was the way to do it. Oh, we live together already. We already got kids. We already know how it is to live. As soon as marriage came, everything just started going
and I
down.
know it ain't for
Right.
everybody.
So it's just I think
More
I think the marriage
expectations.
exactly the marriage puts more expectations on people, It's, now when you catch an attitude, now it's, oh, you gonna yell at your wife. Now it's it puts so much strain on it that it changes the game. So
right.
I don't know.
And not
it
only
works
that,
different.
you made a covenant with God,
Yeah.
so you know the enemy is gonna come
in and
you
attack.
Even
Even
harder,
more, even
way
more.
harder.
Marriage,
Even
Right.
more.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, did you guys feel like when you guys got married, like, did it change your relationships, your friendships at all?
With
With
other
other
people?
people?
Oh, with,
Like, with single people? With your
Oh,
single friends?
yeah.
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 You
It
did.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for
For a
we
little
did
bit.
it? Because
Oh, wait, did it?
For a
my
little.
friend, it kind of did, but it didn't, because a lot of my other friends are already being with Tiff every single day. Kind of already strayed away from them a little bit. So,
Okay.
and the people that I did have in my corner, they were already like really, really tight with me. They already were tight with her, so those people didn't change, and they
Right.
got married too. So kind of,
It was cool.
I was already in a circle of like having like married friends.
That's what I wanted to know. Do you guys have single friends?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that much though. Not that much.
I
you,
do
not
more.
that
I
much.
do more so than
Okay.
he does. And it did change the dynamic because I don't tell her every single thing.
Mm-hmm.
I tell like my married friends a little more.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
because they can
But I
relate.
still make
Mhm.
time. Like I'll still go out to go to the mall or something and
Right.
make time, or go over there and watch movies,
Mhm.
be at work. I try not to take away from my
Time with
Family
household.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
single friends are cool, but they just don't know.
Yeah, right,
They just
right,
don't
right.
know.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially when it comes to
Their perspective is different.
right,
Mhm.
exactly.
You
Right.
tell them
Exactly.
something, their comeback is,
Break up with
don't
him.
let
Let
them
that
do
nigga-
that.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
they don't have the right advice.
Yeah.
And it's just like, because you don't know.
Right.
To find a solution.
And you have to have
figure it out.
good friends,
Yeah.
because I have friends that are married, and I be like, my nigga, you're wrong.
I would say it depends, 'cause some single
No, that's
people
true.
have good advice.
I have amazing advice.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Because
have-
they know.
Because
You
they're
don't have to
logical.
be married.
Yeah.
Like you
Right.
gotta have you gotta have friends that have their own foundation set for themselves.
Mhm.
They're smart enough to be able to give good advice without downing somebody else or whatever.
Mhm.
Like I don't have that.
And not be biased.
Yeah.
Like
Like that.
Listen,
No.
I have no. I'm not saying no names, but I'll have friends that will give me the most horrible advice, and I'll be looking at them like,
Like, nah, bro.
that's not why I came to you.
Right.
Like I came to you thinking you was about to give me something good. Like,
Right.
nah, that was whack, yo. No, I gotta go to my other friend.
That
like,
was
like, 'cause
I need a second opinion.
No, because some people they feed off of the bad advice. They and they do like it to a certain extent. It makes them validate their feelings or how they perceive a certain situation. So they go with it. I'm logical too, so
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I know this is not it, but I do want to hear like something that's gonna help me to fix something.
Right.
So if you tell me, oh man, you might as well just, I'm like, what? That's not
Right.
what I want to
That's not
hear,
gonna work.
because I know that's not what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
I just want to hear how I'm supposed to do it. So
Right.
I'll
Give me
go
a
to somebody.
solution.
Yeah, give me something better than that.
And it's the person's perception of marriage as well.
True.
So like
True,
both my
true.
parents were married for 30 plus years.
Mhm.
My spiritual leaders, my pastors, they were married for forever.
Yeah.
So your idea of marriage is different from
Yeah.
somebody that's never seen it or
True. Having
And
said
doesn't
it,
have a
too.
spiritual background. Sometimes
Right.
that makes
all the difference.
It
Yeah.
does. It
I
does.
definitely think so.
yeah.